My best friend Laurie has always been effortlessly smart, beautiful, and popular. I, on the other hand, have not. Blair, you are beautiful, smart, and people do love you, Laurie always said to me when I brought it up. You're just too shy and reserved, she always added. Laurie and I attended school together from kindergarten through high school, and then applied to the same colleges and ultimately chose the same one. But sadly, she passed away in our sophomore year. She was in a car full of sorority sisters coming home from a mixer when their car veered on over the center line. But that's for a different time. This story is about a trip Laurie and I took with the sorority during our freshman year. It was only a few months into the school year, and we were living our best lives. We rushed the same sorority, took a lot of the same electives, and studied together all the time. The sorority was taking a trip to New York for Fashion Week. We were volunteering to help at the event as part of our chapter requirement for volunteer hours, and because many of the girls were majoring in fashion, design, journalism, or other related topics. For me, I was going because Laurie insisted she simply couldn't do it without me. Now, knowing she's gone, I'm glad I went and I didn't blow her off. We had to leave really early Friday morning to get to the airport and through security in time. You know how it is traveling in a group, especially a group of women. Everything took longer than it needed to, but we always managed to pull it together in time. The airport was nearly empty. Apparently, no one was rushing off to Fashion Week with us. Our flight was even low. There were just a few people scattered here and there. We arrived in the city a few hours before we could check into our hotel, so we picked up our rental cars, managed to shove all of our luggage in, and sought out somewhere to sit down and have lunch. Of course, we were also planning on shopping until we dropped that weekend, too. Later, we checked into our rooms. Laurie and I were rooming together, as if you couldn't guess by now. It was a simple double queen room in an average-priced hotel. Nothing fancy, but not cheap and dingy either. Okay, go get freshened up, because we have to find new outfits for the event tomorrow. We cannot go in regular jeans and blouses, Laurie exclaimed. Relax, Laurie, we're volunteering. We'll probably be fetching coffee and measuring tapes all day, I said. Even still, what if we run into someone important? We can't look like high school teenagers anymore. We're in college now. We're sophisticated, classy women, said Laurie. Yeah, that keg stand you did last weekend at the fraternity mixer was totally classy, I said, rolling my eyes and pushing off the bed to go wash my face. I was just about done when I heard Laurie screech from somewhere in the room. Laurie, what is it? Did you burn yourself with your straightener again? I asked. It wasn't too far-fetched of a guess. She did it nearly every other day. No, I swear I just saw someone behind me. I was digging through my suitcase to find something decent to wear shopping. Felt like I was being watched, and as I started turning, I saw men's boots and jeans go quickly by me, she said frantically. Laurie, no one is in here. You can see the entire room, and no one joined me in the bathroom. You must be overtired, I said. But she insisted, even as we started heading down to the car, that someone had been watching her. You know I don't believe in that stuff, Laurie, I said. Besides, we slept maybe 2 hours last night. I know you're exhausted because I am too. Later, after Laurie had us shop until we almost dropped, we headed back up to the room, planning to order room service instead of meeting the other girls out for dinner, because we were too exhausted from traveling and shopping. Plus, she just had to weed through our clothes we packed, and the new clothes, to find the perfect outfits for us to volunteer in. I was getting into pajamas and washing the makeup and perfume samples she loaded my face and neck with, when I heard a crash and heard her cursing. Laughing, I opened the door, but she didn't look amused. She was standing and staring towards the end of the bed, which was out of my line of sight. "Sorry, Blair, it wasn't me, I swear," she said, looking worried I'd be mad. I stepped into the room and realized what she was talking about. My suitcase full of clean clothes had fallen off the stand it was sitting on open, and clothes were everywhere. I couldn't help but laugh because I knew why she was worried. I'm a self-proclaimed germaphobe. "Oh, gross," I said. "Do you know how many germs are on hotel floors?" I added, rushing over to help her scoop up my clothes. "I had my back turned, but it flew with force and scared me," Laurie said, eyes wide. "Oh no, not the ghost thing again," I said, exasperated. We cleaned up the clothes, ate our dinner when it arrived, and planned out our outfits for the following day, before turning in for the night. We had to be up at 6 a.m. to get ready and be to the venue at 7, so we weren't staying up late. I'm not sure what time it was when I was woken by cold air blasting me. It felt cold enough to snow in the hotel room. Shivering, I saw Laurie huddled in her comforter too. I was the brave one who made it over to the air conditioner, which had been turned to the coldest, highest setting. As soon as I got cozy back in bed, we were both startled by the TV turning on suddenly, with the volume full blast. "You believe me now, Blair?" yelled Laurie as I scrambled for the remote. Over the next few hours, we experienced knocking sounds, the TV turning back on, things falling, and even the hairdryer turning on in the bathroom. That weekend opened my eyes to the paranormal. And now, I know she's giving me signs from beyond, just to prove her point. I'm so sorry to hear about your best friend Laurie passing. I know what it's like to lose a best friend. I lost one at 12 years old. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and welcome to the believer side. If you have a paranormal story to share, email it to the address in the description below. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And with that, see you tomorrow, friends.